Building Ideas is proudly brought to you by the Master Builders Association.
We got ideas,
Building
a whole
ideas,
new direction.
building ideas,
It's time for change.
building ideas,
Dreaming is over.
building ideas,
Building ideas, gonna build it from the heart. Gonna show you how to make a start. We got ideas, building ideas. You want some building ideas? We got some building ideas.
Hi, thanks for joining us. As is customary, we have a great show lined up for you because it's got a little bit of everything. We're going to be looking at brand new homes, renovated homes, fantastic building products, and even have a chat and get some tips from industry experts. And to start it all off, we're going to be looking at this lovely feature home today that has been built by Master Builders Finesse Built. A few weeks ago, we caught up with Managing Director Matt Beckwith to chat about his Building Dreams home to support the Little Heroes Foundation, and that home was the stuff dreams are really made of. I can tell you now though, this one is no different. It's super stylish, it's sophisticated, contemporary and built to the highest standard. Finesse Built have really excelled with this one. And when it comes to the client's brief, well, it was strong, but it was very straightforward. What they really wanted was a modern, impeccably designed and built family home that remained sympathetic to the villas associated with this heritage streetscape. This home makes a big statement, although the most noticeable part is the back of the home, where a combination of cleverly paired building materials and cladding have been used, including matte Colorbond steel, which just oozes flair and sophistication. It really is the latest look. There's 4 bedrooms, 3 living areas, a drop-off zone and a stunning swimming pool. Oh, but that's not all. Prepare to be amazed by the chic-looking burnished concrete floors. They really are quite amazing. The homeowners, they were just thrilled to be working with Finesse Built with this project, and I can't wait to show you through the entire home. Prepare to be wowed. Before we go too much further, this is what we have on today's show. Terry checks out a fantastic new brick range from PGH that will literally enable you to emulate warehouse cool. We'll catch up with the Metropolitan Fire Service to talk about the dangers associated with cooking fires. We'll visit a local water sanctuary, and we'll find out why our houses crack and what we can do to prevent it from happening. Innovation is something the team at Finesse Built prides itself on, and they've certainly achieved it in spades here with this luxury residence. I think it's because of the combination of materials they've used and also how they've tied them in with the overall design of the home. It all just works so well and gives the home loads of appeal. Oh, I know I'm getting excited about it, but can you really blame me? It is absolutely stunning. So let's get on with it. It's over to Terry.
Well, what a cool house today's feature home is, but speaking of cool, I think I have stumbled across the man cave to end all man caves. Check out this place. It is laden with every car you could possibly want, but it's not just the cars that set this place off. It's the build, it's the design, it's the finish, giving it that beautiful warehouse feel. And for me, setting it off, those gorgeous bricks.
These bricks are made by PGH and they're called Tribeca. PGH is a brand name that the majority of Australians are familiar with, probably because they've been manufacturing bricks for over 60 years. The Tribeca bricks make up part of PGH's Manhattan range, which has been designed to help achieve a rustic and recycled look in modern builds with all the benefits of a new brick. In short, they're the perfect brick to recreate the industrial chic trend commonly seen in New York warehouse apartments. It's a look that's becoming increasingly popular and being used by leading interior designers and architects. It really is very funky. The bricks are produced and manufactured locally here in South Australia, so they're readily available with short lead times, which is fantastic because it means you can get your master builder to knock up a cool feature wall like this one for you in a flash.
The thing I love about these bricks is that they're so raw and rugged and unique, but they're not overstated. They've got these little flaws in them and they look really charming and recycled. But here's the thing, they're not They are brand new, which means that they are manufactured to today's standards and requirements. And even better, they are exposure grade, so you can use these bricks down by the coast, but you'll still get the strength, the durability and the longevity that you need.
The Manhattan range is available in 3 colours that are right on trend: Chelsea, East Hampton and the Tribeca we've seen today. So you can easily create an individual look based on your preferences.
If you're anything like me, the minute you want something, you want it now. You don't want to wait for it. And that's the great thing about PGH bricks. They're Australian made, which means no long waiting times. Plus, the PGH warranty will give you some peace of mind as well. So if you're in the market for some bricks, visit the website, pghbricks.com.au. Guess what? I'm going to take that for a drive. Keys, mate. Just go for a walk instead.
You want some building ideas? We got some building ideas. You want some building ideas? We got some building ideas.
A few weeks ago, we showcased a fantastic home makeover from the team at Creative Home Renovations. Well, today, I thought we'd check out another one of their fantastic projects. You see, not only do the team at Creative Home Renovations specialise in renos and indoor extensions, they can also turn your outdoor area into an alfresco delight.
As their name suggests, Creative Home Renovations are masters in the field of home renovations and home extensions. It's their core business, which is why they do it so well. They basically take care of everything from the design process through to selections and construction. Their professional team will project manage and site supervise the entire build, which means you'll be able to enjoy a simple, straightforward and hassle-free journey to realising your dream home.
The brief when designing this alfresco area and making sure that it complemented the existing home was to bring the inside out and vice versa. It was also to give the homeowners a space that they could comfortably enjoy all year round, and while doing so, making sure they did it with some privacy. A good alfresco area should make you want to come outside and enjoy it all year round, and while doing so should make you feel relaxed, almost like you're on a holiday. This one, it does exactly that. It's got warm colour tone and it's really welcoming, and it's highlighted in the background by a nice tasteful garden. So if you've got a project for your home, big or small, indoors or outdoors, see the team at Creative Home Renovations. They will do right by you. Now, if we've piqued your interest and you want to know more, jump online, creativehomerenovations.com.au, or better yet, you should check out their amazing showroom, 291 Glenburn Road, St Maurice. Like I said, it's pretty amazing.
I just love cooking, especially on the weekends when it's winter time and cold. You can try out all your new recipes and get really creative. And then you've got those delicious smells that just waft down the hallway and create that beautiful atmosphere. Well, it's all well and good when you've got time, but when you don't, you're in a rush, that's when accidents can happen. Sadly, but perhaps not so very surprisingly, cooking fires are a very common contributor to house fires, usually as a result of cooking being left unattended, which can so easily happen when you're distracted. Station Officer Vinny Shah is with us today. So Vinny, what are the real dangers of leaving cooking unattended?
Well, the biggest dangers naturally is resulting fire, and if you were to have, if you're cooking, say, a small amount of food on your fire on a very low heat, you get this thick, acrid, fatty smoke that covers all surfaces in your home. Also, it can burn your throat if you were to breathe it in and naturally cause some damage to your lungs over time. If you were to have more food in the pot and it was on a medium to high heat, what happens is that fire can start, spread to your range or to your cupboards, and then you get splatter coming out, which is hot bits of oil that are alight, and then they can ignite other surfaces in your home.
So what's the best way to prevent a fire being caused when you're cooking?
keep your eye on your cooking, because that is the big thing, is inattention. So what will happen is the phone will ring, someone knocks on the door, a child comes up and says, oh, can you quickly have a look at this in my room? And before you know it, what you thought was going to be 10 or 20 seconds runs into 2 or 3 minutes, and then you can have a fire on your stove.
Oh, it's frightening. Well, what should you do if a fire does start in the home?
First thing is to alert everyone else in your house that you've got a fire. Get them to ring 000. If the fire is small enough and you feel that you can manage it, you can look to put it out with a fire blanket or a breadboard. If you were to have a pot on your stove with the oil in it on fire, we wouldn't want to put water on it because that only spreads the fire and you can burn yourself. But if you get a fire blanket, pull it out, open it up, just roll your hands into the back of it, don't look over the top, and just place it over it like that, and then just turn your stove off and leave it there like that until it cools. But if it's any larger, you're unsure, get everyone out of the kitchen, close that door, get everyone out of the rest of the house, go to the curb, ring 000.
Where would you use an extinguisher, maybe over a blanket or a blanket over an extinguisher?
Okay, we use the fire blanket just like we used on the pot fire. If it's a pot with oil in it, you wouldn't want to use an extinguisher, but for the rest of your kitchen and combustible items, you could then use the extinguisher. Also, if it was an electrical type fire, say your toaster or an appliance, you could use that as well.
And we know that with our smoke alarms, we have to change the batteries every...
Yeah?
That's it, every change of the clock, I think they say.
That's right. Change the clock, and what we ask is that you test them monthly by pushing the test button on there. I won't do it now, it's pretty loud.
They're pretty good, aren't they?
And after 10 years, the whole device should be replaced as well.
So if you'd like more information about fire prevention tips, then just hop on the website. It's mfs.sa.gov.au.
We got some building ideas. You want some building ideas? We got some building ideas.
You've got to love Adelaide. We're 20 minutes from everywhere. 20 minutes to the city, 20 minutes to the hills, 20 minutes to the coast. We're not just a 20-minute city, we're also trying to be a greener city. And it's projects like this, the Oaklands Park wetlands, which are contributing to that greenery and also offering a beautiful natural environment for us to enjoy. This is actually a major award-winning stormwater use project because the wetland enables up to 200 million litres of stormwater to be used for irrigation each year at up to 30 council reserves.
So the water for the wetlands comes from the Adelaide Hills, from around about Heathfield, and it flows down from there to where we are at Oaklands Park and continues to Glenelg. What we find with stormwater, as we call it, as it flows through our urban environment, it picks up a lot of pollutants and it can be quite dirty. So it carries litter and sediment and leaves and twigs and that sort of thing. So that's where something like this comes in to clean up our stormwater quality.
The site is now a haven for native birds and fish and also provides a great recreational facility for the wider community.
It's a nice, big, open, green public space, so people are able to come and walk and picnic, come with their children and their dogs, and they can see how our urban stormwater behaves in this kind of system as well. So we quite often use these for educational benefits. We can explain to people how stormwater picks up pollutants through the urban environment and how a wetland like this cleans up the water quality. So at the top of the wetland, we start to remove the litter and the trash, we start to remove the sediment, and we clean up the water quality as it moves through.
With over 85,000 new plants, it's little surprise that parrots, cockatoos, spoonbills, ibis and frogs have made the wetlands their home.
By collecting stormwater from our urban environment, treating it through a system like this wetland, we're able to reuse it, and that reuse is used instead of our mains water. So Council, City of Marion are able to irrigate their parks and reserves with the water that is collected and cleaned up through here. So we start to see less demand on other sources of water. We're also able to clean up some of the water and provide this kind of green space because it's driven by the water that it has in it.
The Oaklands Wetlands really is an excellent initiative. Not only is it beautiful, but also, as we've just heard, highly functional too. It's a joint collaboration between the Adelaide and Mount Lofty Ranges Natural Resources Management Board, the City of Marion and the Australian Government. I think you'll agree it's a job well done and a place that we can all enjoy. You should come down and check it out for yourself. It's a great spot for the nature lovers and for the family. Plus, If you're a little bit adventurously minded, there's a skate park and a ball court in the adjoining area.
What a great initiative the Oaklands wetlands are. Such a natural way of enhancing our environment. And there's something to be said with enhancing the way we live through the built form, which brings us to our feature home today, constructed by Finesse Built. They've cleverly custom designed and included numerous features, like the staircase, which has been integrated into the structural wall and ceiling design. It boasts profile cut stringers, a dual tension stainless steel wire balustrade, and open risers. It's a really cool look. The gorgeous burnished concrete floor is another custom inclusion, and it's hard to believe it was actually poured in winter, which probably would have added significant challenges for the builder. The end result though is fabulous, and it really does add to that sense of style and sophistication. I love the servery window too, with the Victorian ash bench top. The uninterrupted views of the pool are absolutely fantastic. When you look around this gorgeous home, you can tell that only the best fixtures and fittings have been used, whether you're looking at the fireplace or it might be the architecturally appointed bathroom. The bespoke kitchen and butler's pantry, they've all been meticulously finished, and I just love it. I can't wait to show you more of this home, but we're going to have a quick commercial break. Stay with us because Terry's going to be having a chat about cracks and how you can prevent them.
Building ideas, we got some building ideas. You want some building ideas? We got some building ideas.
Adelaide is renowned for its gracious heritage architecture, and it's no secret that us South Australians do love to renovate. Hello mate, how are you? Yes, the thing is that once you start renovating though, you do need to be prepared to keep on renovating. It's not a one-off thing, especially with the older homes. What am I talking about? I am talking about cracks. So unless you're prepared to fix them time and time again, you need to be prepared to live with them.
Around the 1950s, homes were built on solid reinforced concrete foundations, as they are today. Prior to this, and for those that were built more than 100 years ago, they're especially prone to cracking because they have brittle footings. In fact, many of them were built on stones that were held together with cement, or even just on bluestone slabs. Christopher Wiltshire is the Technical and Development Manager at the Master Builders Association. Chris, how can we best prevent our homes from cracking?
Well, typically your houses will crack if the ground underneath it moves. And the big factor around that is when the soil is saturated with moisture. The soil either expands, which actually pushes the footings out, or it subsides, which means that the wall drops. Two things you can do. Make sure that the irrigation system around your house and the taps aren't leaking, and also your downpipes aren't damaged. New houses can crack just like old houses. Typically, the footings will be designed by an engineer, and the engineer will take a couple of things into consideration. One is the soil type, and two is the vegetation around the house. Now, as you can understand, when the vegetation is at the design stage, it's very different to what it looks like in 5 years' time. So the things that owners should be looking out for is significant trees around the house, proximity of about 6 metres to the wall. If that's your case, monitor the walls, and if you see any cracking, consult the design engineer.
Chris, what about long-term climate change? Do you think that'll have an impact?
Well, climate change is a very hot topic, no pun intended. It's also a very divisive topic, so there are the believers and the skeptics. What I can say is that where there are periods of long irregular weather, like drought or heavy intensive rainfalls, it can have an effect on your building. So for example, drought, the soil will suffer shrinkage and it contracts, moving the footings in with it as well. Likewise, heavy rainfall, soil saturation leads to further problems. What I would suggest is if you have a crack around your house and you're wondering about the severity, give us a call at Master Builders and we'll help you out.
Here's what we think about cracking. We reckon that you shouldn't wait too long before you address it, because if you do, it might cause structural damage to your home. The best bet is to get on the front foot. Contact a master builder to help sort the problem out. How do you do that? Visit the website, mbasa.com.au. Come on, let's go.
Some great advice there for Terry, and once again you can rest assured knowing that there's a master builder or tradie out there that can solve all of your building woes, and they can even build your dream home like they've done with this beautiful home built by Finesse Built. Now it's no surprise that the owners were absolutely thrilled with the end result because it's a dream home. I mean, think about it, 4 bedrooms, a designer kitchen, luxurious living area, resort style pool and entertaining area. Wow. It's the attention to detail that really comes to the fore in this home. Things like the integrated strip drain between the internal and external burnished concrete blurs the boundaries of outside spaces and inside areas, effectively creating a true seamless transition between the two. Likewise, the glass pool fence was also recessed, in this instance into the decking, enabling those fantastic uninterrupted views out across the pool and surrounds. Other aspects that enhance the build quality are things like the 200mm clips being used, as opposed to the 50mm ones to fit the flat lock ColourBond cladding for additional strength. Both external and internal angle brackets were also designed by Finesse Built to create flush, seamless corners. The high-level windows and skylights are a terrific idea too, because they promote great cross-flow ventilation and passively cool the home to boot. Even though these things might seem small, when they're all combined and the bigger picture comes to the fore, it just blends together so beautifully. You know, Finesse Built really are leaders in their field, and they pride themselves on finishing every individual project to the highest standard, and you can really see it with the end result. Now, picking my favourite thing, that's going to be hard, but I have to say I love cooking, so I'm going to go for the kitchen. From the sleek black joinery through to the ample storage space and the fantastic smart stone Arcadia benchtop, there's nothing that's been overlooked here, and dare I say it again, the way everything's been finished is outstanding. What a nice positive note to wrap the show up on, but before we go, let's have a look what's on next week's show. We're going to host the show from a lovely home built by Kookaburra Homes. Terry chats all things roller doors thanks to Glider Roll. And I'm going to learn about the dangers of fruit fly and the devastating impact it can have on our suburban gardens. I know we've said it before, but it really is shaping up to be a busy program. We hope to see you next week. Enjoy your evening. I'm going to.
Building
A whole
ideas,
new direction.
building ideas,
It's time for change.
building ideas,
Dreaming is over.
building ideas.
We got some building ideas. You want some building ideas? We got some building ideas.
Building Ideas is proudly brought to you by the Master Builders Association.